We wanted to bring up Faulkner again. The plants look great. Uh, just a real nice crop. It was, kind of a mistake that came from one of our vendors. So as far as a liner supply, but the plant's a nice plant. It does very well. It does well in a range for sure. It kind of maybe is a little more upright than it is wide. I wouldn't, it's definitely not a pyramid or a full upright. Great for a hedge or something like that. We still have 1,500 to go. Like I said, you guys did a great job. We started with 4,500 or something like that. So, we're getting there. All right, Green Beauty. This is a different scenario here. So we do have 500 of these we're able to put on. You can see here how nice they look, how they're flushing. Green Beauty is more, like a velvet type of growth. It does tend to have a more lustrous leaf throughout the summer, where sometimes velvet can get a little duller when it gets hot. So that's kind of what's nice with Green Beauty there. Overall, it's just as adaptable as a velvet as far as we see. Most boxwood are deer and rabbit resistant, so it's a kind of a good choice for areas that have high pressure in that. We got 500. They look like that there, so you're going to get a great looking plant. 500 of them to go. Next, Grass Carl Forester. This is our 2-gallon crop here. They're turned on. Cheryl was able to roll them. When'd you roll them? A week ago or so? Yeah. So they're rolled on. We got availability now. I know some, we had some that were booked that look just as good as these, but this is the next crop coming on. So we wanted to hurry up and get them on, which is great. I really didn't think this crop was going to be ready till towards the end of May, but we're able to get them on and get them going, and you got 2,000 of them you can sell. Please note that we are sold out of 3s. Okay. There's still more there. They got to ship because they're booked, but we're booked out on 3s. But I think this 2, it's a nice looking plant, nice 2. It's fresh. It's got good growth on it. I think it's a reasonable sub to offer to people who are looking for that 3-gallon. Probably the next crop of 3 gallons realistically are not going to be available till sometime in the summer. We're really probably looking at into June at the earliest for that next 3-gallon crop. So we're really just going to have to keep leaning on these 2s. I got another crop of 2s coming on. It just takes a lot longer to get that 3-gallon rooted out. So, but we'll have 2s and 19 centimeters for quite a while. Hydrangea Annabelle. So this is a new crop of 5 gallons that we just put on. You can see in the center there, that's today photo. We're actually spraying these with some growth regulator to keep that foliage from stretching, because Annabelle can stretch a little bit and get a little floppy. So we've learned how to work these a little better with growth regulators. So, and you can see there, we get a better color, we get a deeper, richer color by doing that extra work with it. You got real solid branching. It will still continue to grow. The growth regulator won't stop it, but we're just going to get a much better plant. So we got 100. We'll continue to move more as we see, but we just wanted to get ahead on this, and we can pull 100 like the photo you see there. There'll be more coming on, in a couple of weeks, and then we'll have Incredible coming right behind them, also in a 5. So this is the new, some of the new stuff. This is where you got to be careful. I know it's confusing, but this is a squat 7. Okay. So this is our new 5-gallon designation. We're no longer calling it a squat 7. We're no longer going to have that skinny, tall 5. This is in a true, nice, wide squat pot. That seems to be more what our customers really want. So, but we do list it as a G5. So last year or the year before, we might have been shipping that tall, skinny pot. Make sure that your customer has the understanding. It's a bigger pot. It's a little wider. It's shallower. Much better for the plant. Much better package for the customer. I don't think anybody's going to have an issue with it, other than they might shy away from it because they might be thinking they're going to get that tall, skinny pot. So it might be a little bit of education out there on it, but this is a good move for us. So it's a positive. Okay, so yeah, 400 in current and yeah, 300 books. So you got 100 available. So we're doing good. Spirea double play gold. So we're out of gold mound, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So double play gold is your ticket. You can see there the crop looks fantastic. Believe me, this was not easy to do. Last year we had a lot of issues. The guys have covered and uncovered and covered and uncovered this plant. I can't even tell you how many times. You can't let it get too hot under plastic, but yet you can't let it see a frost in order to produce the plant this time of year like that. So we don't have a lot of availability. We have a couple hundred. The next crops look good. We will hopefully be in business here in a couple weeks. It's a little too early to tell, other than I know they'll be rolling in May. I can't tell you an exact date yet. We're not there yet. It just depends on the weather. If the weather could eventually balance out here, I could tell you better. But you got a couple hundred more to do there, and I promise you, as soon as I can, I'll get some more on. So let's see, Spirea. What's the next one? So we got Artist, Big Bang, and Doozy. So this is just kind of a collage that Cheryl wanted to show you. You got some fantastic leaf color that you can be landing. Some of them are sold. Some of them aren't. You got some availability, but we just wanted to show you, you got some fantastic color on these leaves and these Spirea that, you can be mixing with the loads and making people really happy. I got to believe that these plants, especially in the garden center setting, a lot of deciduous and stuff. Sometimes I wonder why people stock so heavy on hydrangeas this time of year, paniculatas. I know it's because of demand, but you basically have a stick with a leaf, and it's a green leaf. So you're a long ways away from a bloom. But, if you can mix things like this in, it really makes, as they're unloading that truck, it gives them some wow stuff, as they're taking stuff off the truck. So we just wanted to show you status there. Next, Viburnum. This is Golden Sunset. This is a dilatatum. This one here gets kind of an orangey yellow kind of berry to it. Later in the year, in the fall, it will have a white flower. You can see there the flower buds starting to form. Great time to get this plant out. It is not fragrant, okay, but it will attract different birds, mostly because of the berries. It's really not a hummingbird type of bee pollinator plant, although they will go to it. But it's more known for having an abundance of fruit on it in the fall for wildlife. But they're loaded with flowers. This thing's just going to be a mass of white here in a couple, 3 weeks. So this would be a great plant to start bringing in for that period between Mother's Day all the way up. This thing will be blooming during Memorial Weekend. So great plant to have. Get it in before it opens up. This is the perfect time to ship it while it's tight budded, and then it's going to open up on the customer's lot. And I know that's what you guys really want. So talk about this plant, great plant. We got good availability on it. And Weigelia, here again, just a couple photos to show you. Another plant here again. We want to make sure we keep talking about this, mixing them in, really beat up our competition, because I've been seeing some of the competition, what they're shipping, and they're shipping sticks. They don't do much with enhancing unless they're coming from down south. So this is a good opportunity for you to pit our quality against the competition. Especially in spilled wine and rose, you can see there you're getting, it's full of leaves. Naturally, this plant is just starting to come alive. So it's just starting to push some leaves out. So you're going to land this. You can see there we got some blooms going. It's a perfect time to really start showing these photos, talking about this plant. I think people will be real excited to get this quality in, especially next week and that mid period between Mother's Day and Memorial. So we got good numbers. That's by design. We're not panicking by any stretch. So you got 5,000 and 6,000. Those are based off our history, what we've been doing the past several years. And this will be the crop that you're shipping for the next several months here. So. Okay, B&B, we will be done today, basically. We're pretty much out of time. I think everybody sees how things break and growth. I really can't take a new order. They're out there right now assessing some quick ship material. I will tell you there'll be a little bit of hemlock. Other than that, there really isn't going to be much. By tomorrow, we'll know for sure if we can get it out or not. And Cheryl will be putting those numbers on the Q codes. But just so you know, it's primarily going to be mostly like 48-inch, maybe some 42-inch, maybe a few 60-inch hemlock. There's not going to be anything real big. That stuff was stripped out through regular orders. You guys did a great job selling through the B&B, so I really don't have a lot of stock digging to do to clear blocks. We pretty much sold every last one we had in those blocks. So that's what we have. If I had some of the other varieties, I would dig them, but they're sold and shipped out, which is great. So that'll be in a separate email that Cheryl will do. And then we may show you a few photos next week. But. All right.